Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most humble salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. Today, it's again a privilege to bring to you the story of our Lord in this episode of His story through the eyes of His voice. As normal practice, let us start with a prayer. Please join me. O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee. Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome once again to this story of His story through the eyes of His boys. Today, I have another brother of mine who was privileged to be with Bhagwan from very early in this life and became his student in 1972. So I have a pleasure to introduce Brother Kiran M. Patel today. Sai Ram Bhaiya,
Sairam
and
Sir.
welcome to this program of ours.
A
Let me
family
take
program.
the privilege of a little introduction for you. Brother Kiran M. Patel is, of course, based in Anand, Gujarat. He is a business proprietor right now. He joined Bhagwan's institution in 1972 and went on to do his graduation in commerce from Vrindavan campus at that time. It was a very new campus, new environment. Bhagwan was much accessible. So today we have a pleasure of listening to that era once again from somebody who has had the privilege of being there. So Kiran Bhaiya, welcome once again, and I'd like you to say a few words of introduction about yourself.
Sairam, Sairam to all my family brothers under the umbrella of our beloved Lord. I am Kiran Patel, born on 4th November 1955. Did grow up in Anand, did my schooling in Anand. And when I was in the school, I had a privilege of having Bhagwan's first glimpse at Jamnagar.
Where?
Jamnagar,
Jamnagar. Okay.
where late Shri Rajmata of Jamnagar was handing over the school to the. She had invited Bhagwan, and I was too young to understand all this spiritual and God man. I had never heard of what is God because
So
in
you
the
had the
childhood
first darshan at Jamnagar when Rajmata
yes,
invited Bhagwan for school inauguration.
yes.
How did Bhagwan come into your life, like in your family's life?
Well, it was my late uncle whose relative was in Bangalore, and you must have heard of cricketer Brijesh Patel, who was
Okay.
his father. My uncle he was the nephew of my uncle. And unfortunately, his father met with an accident where he got paralyzed. He traveled all over the globe for the surgery and some respite from the incident that occurred with him. Unfortunately, he failed and he had lost all the hopes. So, in their house, they had a cook who said, "Son, you have tried everywhere medically. Why don't you try Satya Sai Baba? I have come across the people who have got cured, who have been cured by him without any surgery or anything. He's a man of miracle." Curiously, Mr. Brijesh Patel's father, whose name was Parshubhai Patel, he got a little curious. He said, well, he was in Bangalore, Swami was in Parthi. He said, it's a 3-4 hours drive. That will I'll have an outing also. So he went to Puttaparthi. The moment he enters Puttaparthi, he sees Bhagwan waiting for him. He says, yes, Parshubhai, come, I was waiting for you.
What do you mean by he was waiting for you? Just can you depict like in a
He was out. Bhagwan was out giving darshan, and he was just passing the time, as if he was waiting for somebody to come.
okay, Swami was in the darshan line
Yes,
and Parshubhai
and
entered Mandir.
yes, and
Okay, cool.
that time this mandir only was there. Otherwise, there were no quarters or nothing of that sort. Some 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms over there constructed. So
We're talking
Swami
about
said,
which
yeah,
year? Which you're talking about which year?
I think 64, 63, 64.
Okay, 64, 65. So you can understand that there is nothing there. It was all barren.
That it was all barren, and that was the real Parthi. Let me be frank, because staying in that atmosphere and that time was different than the present. And Swami had said, okay, well, you asked for facility, I'll become little distance to you. If you
Okay,
want to be
so so he entered the mandir and Swami said, "I'm waiting for you." Then,
yes. Straight away he was called for he was taken into interview. He was in the wheelchair. Swami himself drew the wheelchair into the interview. They discussed, he must have discussed so many things, and then said, Swami, I'm paralyzed, I can't walk. Swami said, I can make you walk right now. But because of the past birth, what you are today, you are in the wheelchair. You want me to walk? You want you to walk.
make you walk.
I can make you walk, I can make you walk right now, at the very same moment. But to undergo that karma of the past birth, again you will have to take a rebirth. Why don't you just live through with this? I shall share all the pain and sorrow with you. But bear the burden of your past birth in this birth itself, so that your next birth becomes beautiful. Then he said, Mr. Parshudev said, okay, no, Swami. If that is the case, let me undergo the pain and sorrow of the sufferings, whatever I undergo in this birth itself. And that's how Swami came into that was the first step. He came back to Bangalore, called my late uncle P.R. Patel, who was working behind Swami all the time. He said, Praful Bhai, there is a person, that was the word. There is a person with a divine, miraculous power. Why don't you come? So my uncle said,
Kiran bhai, just see that your headphone is plugged fully inside.
yes,
I'm hearing.
absolutely, it's perfectly okay.
Okay, because I'm hearing other sound. Okay, anyway, please carry on.
Then my uncle said, okay, well, let me think over and let you know. He rang up my father at Anna, saying that Madhuvai, there is somebody with the miraculous power. And in fact, my father was under very severe stress and problems. We were surrounded, the whole family was surrounded with not many problems. So my father said, okay, well, in that case, I shall come first to Hyderabad, then we drive down to Puttaparthi. So it was my father and mother who went to Hyderabad. From there, my father, mother, uncle, aunt, all four of them, they drove down to Parthi.
So I think your father's name is Madhuvai Patel, right?
Madhubhai Patel. And
Okay.
Prafulbhai Patel was the younger brother of him.
And when your father went to Swami, and then that's what it
That
started of your
that is from where the spiritual journey started.
started.
And that's how he literally hooked us, the whole family, into his Sai orbit.
I believe he became very much involved with activities and everything.
Absolutely, he had means the way he felt and learned and digested Bhagwan. He had lost all the desires and everything. He was all the time thinking, talking only and working only for Bhagwan.
How long did he live? Sorry, when did he pass on?
He passed away in year 1982.
82.
Yes.
Okay, so that by the time
And
you
that,
must have gone back.
so from there, after he came back, he felt something that, yes, here is the solace, here is where I can put my head, put all my difficulties and troubles at the Lord, at his feet. And gradually he experienced also so many things.
So did he decide that you should go to the Parthi to study or Swami's place to study, or how it happened? How
Yes.
that happened?
He, then after he came back from Hyderabad, when Rajmata was to hand over that Sainik school, she had arranged for a sadhana shibir. So I was just 11 years old. So father took me also. We were in a hall, like Prashanti's Mandir hall, where the Swami came. He came for about just half an hour or so, just to give the darshan. But in that darshan, what he did was, he walked down to the place where I was sitting in the room, came and he placed his leg over my leg. And that his mischievous Leela.
Yeah.
He went, he means that time only he nailed, okay, this is the guy, I want him in Patni. Well, after that we came back, I did my schooling here. Then my father was thinking, I had an elder brother also. So my father thought, let my elder brother be get admitted in the college of Bhagwan at Vrindavan. My father, mother, me, brother, we went by car to Bangalore. And that was the first summer course of 1972.
We have
Swami,
heard good stories about summer course. Yeah. So you landed at that time when summer course was going on, or before your summer course?
Before summer course.
Okay.
Swami called us for an interview. My father requested Bhagwan, Swami, Bade Beti, the elders son has to be admitted here, kindly granted admission. Swami thought for a while and he said, no, you do one thing. Let your elder son be with you. Younger, let him come in. That's it. Then he said, Acha, Madhu, are you going back? Yes, Swami. No, do one thing. Leave Kiran here. Let him join the summer course. The summer course? No, it means the kitchen group. That was Mr. Late Raman Rao Garu, Khiyaldas ji, my uncle P.R. Patel. Everyone was, Hyderabad Sivadhan was there as a kitchen group. And I was given an entry into that group.
So your parents came to drop your elder brother, and instead you got there, and then brother and all came back.
Yes.
So then he asked you to stop for a summer course.
He asked me to stop for summer course.
Okay.
And that time I think our Mr. Shiv Pandit was there, Kamal Sahani, Anup Jilani. They were the first batch, first summer course people. Deepak Nanda. And well, after summer course, I came back to Anand, packed my luggage. So, father, along with father, went to Vrindavan.
No,
And
let's
I was
pause.
admitted.
Let's go into the summer course more. So you said you were asked to join the kitchen group of the summer course.
Yes.
Like, I want to hear more about it. Like, where did you stay in those days, and your kitchen experiences?
Well, behind old Vrindavan, there was a vacant plot and there were some small rooms constructed. That is the place where we used to sleep. Behind that, there was a kitchen. And
So
that
these
vacant
blocks
land
were behind Mandir or a bungalow or where?
behind bungalow.
Okay.
And in that empty vacant block there was a Samyana erected. And that is where the lunch and dinner would be served.
Okay,
And
okay, okay.
and from Swami's residence and going towards Ratanlal's house, it was a big, empty, vacant plot
Plot.
where
Okay.
another Shamiana was constructed.
Hmm.
The summer course classes would be held over there.
So
So we
summer
were
close
staying.
classes were next to Bhagwan's bungalow, and that kitchen was behind Bhagwan's bungalow.
Yes,
And you
yes.
were staying in the bungalow behind, or where
In
was
the
it?
bungalow behind, at the back side,
Okay.
the old Vrindavan,
Old bungalow.
Swami's dining, Swami's dining hall was there with the big
Okay.
glasses.
Okay.
Behind that, there was a plot, and that is where Shamiana was erected, where lunch and dinner, breakfast, everything would be served.
Excellent. So you used to live in the mandir itself.
Yes.
Any memories of those days?
Well, Swami,
Like
all of us,
what was your routine? What was your dress code? What was how was
well,
Swami engaging?
the dress code was just a pant, t-shirt, that's a shirt, that's it. But any moment Swami would come just to check what is being prepared for the breakfast or for the lunch or for the dinner. If at all he would make a change, instead of this, you do this. He will go inside the kitchen also. From the ready prepared dishes, he would pick up something and taste whether the taste was perfect or not. And during lunch and all that, he would come down. Boys would be having the lunch. He would come see whether everybody is served properly or not. In the first 3-4 days, I think there was little murmuring that rotis were not in shape, were not properly baked.
The round.
Yes. Uh, so he said,
I believe
look,
I heard somewhere that you were in that time, you didn't have a proper uniform. So you had your half pants or what you call shorts.
yes, and I was serving with the hand on my waist. Swami came from the back, pinched me. He said, "कल से पैंट पहन के आओ."
I just can't
So
imagine in front of Sabi somebody in shorts. How
shorts,
old were you?
yes. Like I think 72, 17, 18, 17, 18.
That is quite a big boy for Swami, to be.
Yes, absolutely. But I never knew. I never knew. I was totally unaware. Well, after that, summer course, the hostel life started, and that was
I
those
think you
are
got
the good.
initiated. You got initiated with a wonderful people. At this point, I'm just tempted to ask you. You have lived with. You mentioned some names, but I have two names. I'm just like recalling very prominent people and most respected. One was Ram Brahmam Garu, and another
Yes,
is your Raman Rao Garu.
Raman
Can you
Rao
say a few
Garu,
words about them? What kind of
absolutely. That
personality Ram Brahmam Garu was?
Ram Brahmam Garu was like a Bhishma Pitama, most obedient, most disciplined. He would do anything, and he can go to any extent just to obey the word of Bhagwan. He had left everything at his native place just to serve Bhagwan. I have never come across a compassionate, such a loving person like Ram Brahman as on today. And for Mr. Raman Rao Garu, my goodness, we have to learn only from his life. He was a Hanuman of Lord Bhagwan, Satya Sai Baba. These are the two people I would never forget in years to come, and I think hopefully births to come.
I think it's so nice that initially when you start your journey with Bhagwan and you have such iconic personalities, you know, guiding is such a wonderful thing. So you have seen them cook and all that with for the kitchen.
Yes,
So that was your interest point.
yes, that was my interest because I always love to serve.
So that became your point of serving also, starting of the serving. Excellent. So after the summer course was over, during the summer course, so Swami was engaging only in terms of cooking and serving and all that.
Yes,
So after summer
because
course, how did he interact and tell you to go back?
he said, okay, go home, pack, get your stuff, and come back. And that's what I did. Came back, father accompanied me, he dropped me, and that's how my college life started.
College life started. So you 72, I believe somewhere in June you must have joined the hostel.
Yes,
Okay. So what was your
yes.
first impression of the hostel now? Oh boy. Kiran bhai? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, yes, you are here. You're on.
Sorry?
You're on. You're on. You're on.
Hey, there.
So I was asking you, so what was your first impression of the hostel and now the new life of college?
Well, hostel I thought would be will have a bed or something like that. It was an old garage. We had no pillow, nothing of that sort. We had to buy a bed, no shelves to put the books or anything. We had about 5 bathrooms and 3 toilets. No hot water. And that time, the Bangalore winter was absolutely severe.
Yeah, it was very
So
chill. Yeah.
somehow got accustomed to it, and finally made up my mind. Okay, finally, come what may, I have to live with this. So I started my life.
So
But
initially, it was a tough thing to adjust.
yes, very tough. It was very tough because it was all new for me. It was altogether new for me. But our main central point was Bhagwan. So we overlooked everything. Every boy overlooked the difficulties they had. Just
I,
they had
I
the
guess
central
Swami used to come very often to you all guys, right? You know.
every day, morning and evening. He would be there in the hostel. We would be there in the hostel. One Sunday, Swami will say, "Okay, I come for dinner today." That probably always on used to be on the Sundays. And after that Sunday, boys would request, "Swami, you had called, given us the dinner. Now it's our turn to give you the dinner." So he would, we would,
Just
the
hold
boys
it,
would
hold
give.
it. Hmm.
Then boys would give the dinner, and that time boys used to prepare the. That time our cook was Mr. Rawara. Yeah. And I was fond of cooking, to be very frank. So I used to prepare majjige pulsu for Bhagwan.
What you
That
used
is
to
sambar
prepare?
you make.
Majjike
Majjige
pulusu.
pulsu, yes.
Now, for our
And
international audiences, can you explain what is it?
like you make sambar out of dal, right?
Hmm.
This it is it's as good as sambar only, but it is not made out of dal. It is made out of curd milk, buttermilk.
Buttermilk. Okay.
It is made out of buttermilk. And Swami used to love that. Literally, he used to have ask for a glass, specially put on his dining table. You would enjoy it, cherish it, love it. Sip by sip, you will drink, and it became a practice. Okay, whenever Swami used to give us the dinner, I used to go to Swami's kitchen, prepare majjige pulsu, and when Swami used to come to the hostel, I used to prepare and keep it ready.
So you had the privilege to go to his kitchen also and cook there?
Yes, sir. And the best part, one of the summer course in I think it was 74, 75. There was a lot of milk left over after the summer course was over. Swami went to Bharti, and there was a lot of milk left over, almost 2, 3 cans of milk. So Ram Brahma came to the hostel and said, "What is to be done? These are the 3 cans left over, and you people take and drink." So even 40 boys, even with a glass, 1 glass of milk, how many days, how much they can drink? So I got an idea. 2 cans, out of 3 cans, one was given to the kitchen. 2 cans were left over, filled with milk. I made a curd out of that. And from curd, got, I knew how to prepare a sweet dish called Srikhand.
Oh, that is your side. Yes.
Yes. So
Hmm.
that sweet dish I made from the 2 cans of milk.
Oh, you were telling us about the milk. You had some 5 milk cans left after the summer course, and Ram
Yes.
Brahmam Garu told you, "Let us drink it off," and you said, "No, I have a different idea." And then you chose to take 2 container of milk and convert it into curds. So let us continue from there.
So the curd which was prepared from there, I made a sweet dish for the hostel brothers. So along with the sweet, I made batata vada, potato vadas.
Okay.
To, so only sweet would give a. It will be a good combination of sweet and spice.
I think Swami also liked that. He always gave sweet and some spice together.
And the best part, on the way to Puttapati, we carried that batata vada and this Srikhand as our on-way refreshments.
But I
And
believe
after reaching the,
Swami never ate
no, no,
sweets
no,
so much.
never, 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 never. And the best part of it that after the moment we reached Parthi, in the evening darshan, Swami came and told me, Kiran, you forgot me only for bataka vadas and the sweet dish. So, see, that's how he used to, that was a hint that he is omnipresent. See, every word, every act, everything he did had a very deep, deep, deep meaning. Only with the cool mind, settled mind, if you start pondering over your past experiences, you will come to know how Swami came, where how made his presence felt.
Did he ever express that he knew that you were making Majiki Pulusu?
Yes, that's why he said. Always he said, Patel, Jai, Majike Pulse. That is what he literally loved it. I still remember. I can't
Wonderful.
forget. I can't. So after that was over, came and then what can I say? He literally blasted us in year 75. I think it was 74 or 75, where he took all hostel brothers to Bandipur.
Bandipur Forest.
Yes, and it was Shiv, and that is the only Shivratri which Swami has performed outside Vrindavan and Lashanti Nilaya.
I believe it was 74
74. That's what I said.
because that time we heard some stories of other brothers also. Kiran Patel from UK. He had mentioned
Yes.
when the buses were called in and you went there. Yes.
Yes. And that is 74, right? After that, 77, I passed out. I came back to Anand.
So anything for Bandipur you remember that story? Anything important there?
No, no, that's, uh, well, that already has been told by my other brother, Kiran only, say by the same name.
No, but it's okay if you can
But
share something.
70 and 70, before 74, it so happened in 73, after summer course was over, Swami asked me, okay, already a year has passed, why don't you go and meet your parents? But leaving Bhagwan and coming to see father, I thought it is not necessary. So I was trying to convince Bhagwan that please let me stay here, only stay here. But Swami then finally got little upset and he said, no, you are going to see your parents. So that time only the Bangalore-Bombay bus was started by Sharma Travels. And the fare was about 120 rupees. So I thought of trying that instead of going by train from Bangalore to Gundakat, Gundakat to Bombay, Bombay to Anand. I thought, why not Bangalore to Bombay and Bombay to Anand? And that was, I think, faster, cheaper also. But then Swami Sama gave a command. You are going by air. Well, I didn't have that much of money with me. I borrowed from my warden late Sri Sundarao Garu.
Sundara, huh?
I told him that once I'm back from that place, I'll return you back the money. That time, Swami's car driver was Mr. Premanand, a
Who's
Malayali
that?
guy. Premanand.
Okay.
He instructed Premanand, day after tomorrow, you, when you go to drop Dr. C.G. Patel and his wife, as they were going back to Kampala, you are picking up Kiran also, drop him at the airport. And at the same time, he instructed Dr. C.G. Patel, Doctor, once you land in Bombay, you will hire a taxi, drop Kiran at the station, railway station, and then come back to airport, and then you can fly back to Kampala. I said, I was totally, absolutely, I had no clue why Swami is giving such detailed instructions to everybody like this. As per the instructions, Swami, Preman and doctors at the airport, Bangalore airport, we flew to Bombay, and again,
Just
Dr. C.G.
hold the mic
Patel
close to you.
and Dr. C.G. Patel dropped me at the railway station, and we went back. It was about say 11:30, 12 in the morning. My train was at 5 p.m. in the evening. So whatever, I just sat down on the station and was trying to read some newspapers and all that. And in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock, there is a afternoon print that comes out of from the press, Mirror, midday. So I purchased that and started reading that also. And on the very second page, I read the news. Bangalore Bombay bus meets with an accident. 13 people died.
Oh my God.
That time
The
it
same
clicked
bus
me.
that you're supposed to take.
Yes. I came back, told Papa, look, this is what has happened. I want to rush back to Vrindavan as early as possible. Once. So father said, okay. I was I went back to Vrindavan, and to my surprise, I reached about 1 in the afternoon, had my bath, lunch and everything. 3:30 I went inside Swami's residence. Swami comes down from his room. He came straight to me. Only said, 14th was you. That's all he said, went out for darshan.
What did he say? Can you repeat again?
14th was you.
Oh, the 13 people who died and 14th were you. Okay. Oh,
He said,
and he went. That's all he said to
14th,
you.
and he went. That's all he said to me.
Wow.
See, as a human being, we always put buts, ifs, and whys. But for him, there is no but, no if, no whys.
Beautiful. It's one thing to, be blessed, and then his acknowledgement is another. And then you to understand that acknowledgement is as a beauty that we know you appreciate and we are grateful that this happened and we can acknowledge
I,
God's hand and everything.
I can put one sentence over here, brother. We can peel our skin off of the body. We can and make sleepers out of that and offer it to Bhagwan. That won't be sufficient. That much of love, grace, and blessings he has been showering in today's date also.
Certainly. I believe in your time there was a tradition of garlanding Swami.
Yes, brother.
Was it still
Every
continuing
boy,
with you?
yes, it started. It was there, very much there, and every student, every boy, brother, had the privilege of garlanding Bhagwan on his birthday,
Because
and it
Ramakrishna
so
Reddy had
happened.
started that. He told me about it. Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
and it was 4th of November, 1975. Swami came to the hostel. It was my birthday, so I had the privilege of garlanding Bhagwan, garlanded, and then Swami raised his hand like this. Ask, ask whatever you want, Tribhuvan Nath, master of all three times, is asking you whatever you ask and you get it. With the folder, it was Swami who only put that idea into this brain. Swami, only you. He kept on asking 3, 4 times. And today I realize, I feel I am grateful to Bhagwan to put that thought into my mind to ask for only Bhagwan and not anything material.
Then
So
what did he
still I
say?
have the.
Then what did he say
He
after
said,
that?
Chapu, Chapu, Chapu. He says, ask, ask, ask. When I said only Swami, 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 then he said, okay, that's all. This go. He used to ask for Namaskar.
Take
He himself
namaskar.
will say,
Take
this go.
namaskar. Yeah.
Uh, he gave Namaskar and
I
that's it.
think that is also a very
And today,
blessing that you could, he could stick to that and say, Swami, I want you only.
that is his grace only, his blessings. Otherwise, we never knew the value of our Lord when we were there very much present. And today,
Kiran bhai, I want to people to get an idea about Swami's physical attributes. Sudden, I believe you were also doing some duty in the bungalow, like safe room duty.
I was
And
in the.
remember that he caught you by your collar.
Yes,
I want you to narrate that if you don't mind,
it's on his
just to get an idea to people like what is the beauty of Bhagwan's physical attributes. Yes.
safe room duty was like always behind safe room duty also there was a store also where the bags of rice and all that would be put for summer course.
Hmm.
I was in the safe room. Swami had asked me, commanded me to do certain duty, which I failed. And he literally got so angry, he caught me from my collar, collar, just like the way you throw a rubbish thing, like that, he just threw me off and I dashed against the wall.
I
He
want
says,
people to visualize it
whenever,
that you are standing at the door of the safe room. How long was the safe room?
yes,
How long was the safe
I
room?
think it was 15 by Seku was, you must have seen, brother. It was by almost 20 by feet by 20 feet.
So from one door, he throws you by your collar
To a,
and
to the almost other door.
to the wall, and that is almost 20 feet. And he holds you with the collar. Oh, I think your internet is fluctuating something. So I think you just see that your screen does not close up. That's all. Okay. So I'm just trying to help people to visualize it that you are standing at the door of the safe room and Bhagwan holds you by your collar and kind of tosses you to the wall and you go flying there.
You.
I,
I think
I just
audio has
can't
gone
imagine
off.
that. Yeah, Kiran bhai, you're back. Kiran bhai, I would like to know physically, were you well built, thin? How were you? Oh gosh. Kiran bhai, are you there? Kiran bhai, can you hear me? Kiran bhai, can you hear me? Kiran bhai, if you can hear me, I would suggest just it's sad that his internet is keep fluctuating. Sorry, Kiran bhai, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back perfectly.
Okay, I don't know. There was a fluctuation. Anyways, I was trying to. If at all it gets disconnected, I would say just disconnect and reconnect. It will be faster because sometimes the fluctuation
Yeah.
of internet does that. So we were talking about your safe room experience.
From
I just wanted
yes,
to.
so from almost one door to another door, he just literally pulled me off by just one catching hold of my collar of the shirt.
So how were you built? Were you like today? I can see you're heavier built, but in your that
And
time,
yes, I was quite very healthy also. I can say that I was the only fattest. Size wise, I was the only biggest one.
and still Bhagwan picked you up from your collar and tossed you onto the other wall.
Yes,
Isn't that
yes,
mind-boggling
brother.
to think?
Sir, sir, brother, he's the he was. Now, what are the words we can put to praise and talk of Bhagwan? I think words are not enough to express the strength, the divinity of the Lord.
I understand. It is so beautiful because just to think about it, like even his punishment had his own charm. Did you
And
get hurt,
he
by the way?
not only it had a no. It was an indication. It was a lesson for me that if you disobey or you forget to perform your duty, you will be punished. Do your duty, which would help only you and no one else. Whatever he did, whatever he said, whatever he acted, it was only for his devotees and his own ones only. Not he had no selfish idea of behind it.
Lovely, yeah.
And the
I just
things
love this.
and the thing what he did only was for his own student. And today in today's life, I can really experience and feel and understand the importance of the word he said, command he gave, love he gave, advice he gave. It is really helping me in day to day life even today.
I think it's really beautiful and blessed to have such such beautiful memories of Bhagwan and his pranks. If ordinarily we fall or if we trip, we get so much hurt and it is difficult. And here you are just tossed with a collar And nothing happens to you, but you get a lot of lesson and a wonderful memory going with that. Okay, let's take the journey forward. And I believe you are also part of drama group. If you want to quickly mention about that.
Yes, yes, brother Rupak was Shankaracharya,
Hmm.
and I was given
So,
the Swami gave me the blessed me with the role of a wealthy man. We used to do practice in his dining hall in the old Brindavan, and the first performance was in Brindavan only. Second was in Parthi, and third was in Bombay, Sanmukhanand Hall.
Shanmukhananda, yes. So you all
And
had.
the
Hmm.
everyone was given a role. And today I realize why the role of wealthy man was given to me.
Why?
Because I was to do a business where you have the highest amount of number of tendencies to do anything wrong in business. You will get tempted also by by looking at the surrounding same business people. But Swami gave me that role to only teach me always do business straightforward and honesty. It is only the honesty and sincerity which will flourish your business. Doing, he gave me the chance to, I have a retail outlet petrol bunk. Means he gave me the opportunity to serve the people. Every customer, whether they're big or small, anyone, talk and behave, give him the same service to the one who comes in a big way.
Nice. I know Swami has his ways of teaching. Even for him, the play was not a play only, it was a life going on. So when you look at Swami, when you think of Bhagwan, I'm sure we all learn lessons from him. If I ask you to point out certain, you know, prominent attributes or impressions of Bhagwan as a student, what would that be? What kind of lessons we pick up from him?
Though he was the Lord of the universe, everything what was at his command, right? But even after the evening gathering also, he would get up. Either he would himself switch off the light, turn off the fan, or ask the boy, turn off the fan. If he has forgotten, he will remind him, you had forgotten yesterday to turn off the fan, turn off the light. It's not that he was miser. It was a lessons to all of us.
That I also recognize, whenever he would go for interview, he would himself switch it on, the fan and light. And when the interview is over, he would come back and switch off the fan and light. So it was very beautiful
Do
that
your
he would himself do it.
do your duty yourself. That is a
Yeah.
message.
I believe you had told me
Don't.
about Brother Suraya's experience of,
Yes, I think he was a law in the form of law, Saint Durvasa. He was so short-tempered, so angry man.
who?
In any
Suraya.
Mr. Suraya, he
Mr.
would get
Suraya.
wild
Okay.
and get angry,
Hmm.
even to the extent he would get wild on Swami. You, Swami, These devotees, they come, they want everything free from you, and you keep on giving. Means out of his love and dedication to Bhagwan.
Concern. Correct.
Yes, concern about Bhagwan. That Bhagwan's single penny should not go in vain. It so happened one day the construction was going on in, I'm talking of 68, 69. I have had a privilege of attending Guru Purnima where Swami used to distribute uh, Amritam, nectar. So I always, very first thing I always liked is to serve. Wherever some service is required, I will rush in and go there. The contractor was given a task to construct the buildings. He was to be given certain payment. Me, my father, and my mother had the privilege of being called after Guru Purnima. We had the privilege of being called for the interview. Mr. Saraya also was there. And Saraya said, Swami, the contractor is waiting for the part payment. So Swami said, okay, give him. He said, Swami, dabbulu means money. Swami got up from the chair, went inside, brought some cash from inside. And he said, call the contractor. Contractor was called in. Swami straight away, without counting or doing anything, straight away gave it that bundles to the contractor. And Mr. Saraya snatched away that money from contractor's hand.
So Bhagwan gave the money to contractor, and Mr. Surya
Yes.
took it from the contractor.
Immediately, not took it, he literally snatched
Okay.
and started counting. And
Oh
in
God.
fact, in one bundle there were 2 notes extra, currency notes, which he removed and then he gave it back to contractor. And Swami said, hey, Saraya, 2 notes means nothing. He said, no, Swami. He deserves the amount only to the tune of his work. Nothing less, nothing more. Did you give him less? No. Then why should you give him more? These were the words. So, such was the devotion of these great people. It was not that they were just a devotee of the Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Babaji. They were icons also to the new incoming devotees.
Isn't it beautiful? Like, on how they show you how one should not only conduct, but the whole feeling of belonging to God. That belongingness is so strong that you can even command, with Lord. Kiran bhai, I know you have, these thoughts, these
Yes.
memories are cherished forever. And physical presence obviously initiated these thoughts. But how would you recommend people like your children? Oh, I think I lost him again. I only pray that internets remain healthy. In the meantime, let me show you till he comes. Let me show you a group picture of Kiran Bhai, and that would give us an idea about their association with Swami. I was showing you this picture before, and here is a group picture of that era, in which you can see how beautiful Bhagwan is, very young, so to say, and just behind Bhagwan on the right side, the boy peeping is Kiran Patel. And that is an era's shot, and I hope his internet returns and we're able to continue with our journey. Yes, Kiran bhai. Sorry, I was just showing the pictures. Okay, so I lost you in the middle. Yes, carry on. Now I was mentioning that being with Bhagwan is one thing, and to have experience that is His grace. So Kiran bhai, if you have to guide your children or anybody, future generations coming, how would you say one can nurture and experience this love and grace of Bhagwan? Kiran bhai, I lost your microphone is not working. I think your plug jack is not there. I can't hear you. If you can pull it out and bring it in. Your microphone is not there, so maybe you want to re-log in. I apologize for this technical issues. We can't hear you still, Kiran bhai. If you just remove the jack, can you talk right now? Remove the jack and talk. No, I can't hear you. I think you can just re-log in, just exit and come back again. Click the link again. Well, we can do so much, but technical problems and we can't help it. 1 second, let me see. Has he back? I can't hear you, Bhaiya, still. Uh, can you just remove the jack and then re-put it or just re-log in? Kiran bhai, is easier if you can just log out and log in, because I think you're somewhere it has got stuck. My apologies again. We are just hoping that his internet works. But a lovely lesson Brother Kiran Patel gave us right now. I see two experiences which he has just shared with us, and especially Mr. Suraya Garu's experience. The concern, the responsibility which Mr. Suraya had was to take care of the resources and manage the people, workers. And to do that, he in fact goes to an extent of taking and counting it in front of Bhagwan and then saying Swami gave extra 200, which Kiran Bhai was about to tell that when Surya Garu Swami said, that hey, it's okay. Surya Garu said to Bhagwan that Swami, if you want to give him money, you can. Afterwards, it's yours. You can give him whatever you want. But right now, you are paying him for the task. So he should be paid exactly what he has earned, not less, not more. So he said, I don't stop you from whatever you want to give afterwards, you can give. But right now you are paying him for the job. So let the job be paid exactly as he deserves. So, I was just, it's a very beautiful thought to consider that how responsible, how pure you have to be in performing your duties. And probably that's why Lord respected them, he loved them, he gave them all these opportunities to be close to him, and serve Him in that manner. To love and serve Lord in the physical proximity is not easy and not, it's a privilege which everybody does not get it. So I feel, when I hear about people like Ram Brahmam Garu, Ramarao Garu, Raman Rao Garu, and Kutum Rao Garu, and Suraya Garu, they are amazing personas who really give us something to look up to, who teach us, how to approach God, how to be in His proximity. I'm hoping Kiran Bhai gets his internet back properly. Kiran Bhai, are you there?
Yep. Are you there? I'm okay.
Yes,
I
I
can.
can't see you, but I can hear you now.
Oh my
your,
goodness.
your video is still not visible, but I can hear you. It's
I think I'm at the backstage.
no. I have brought you up, and that's why. Actually, we can hear you.
Okay.
So,
Let's. There is nothing.
okay.
There is nothing in the loop. As
Oh,
Swami said.
I'm so sorry to have
No,
these
no, no, it's
glitches.
okay.
But anyway, if you can tell me, do
Hmm.
you want to try once more, or we can start talking? I don't mind in either ways, but
I
it will
think
be nice.
we can start talking. I think.
Okay. So I apologize, audience, for that. But anyways, I was just asking you about lessons learned with Bhagwan, and you were talking to me about, when I was asking you about how do you feel Bhagwan? How would you guide your juniors and children and everybody how to be with Swami, and how do you feel? You had a privilege to be around him.
Now, to be to best of my mind, I feel his presence, his proximity more than when he was physically present. Every day, you don't have to go out to any temple or to anywhere, any other place, or sit idle. Even if you are sitting idle, have Swami's photo and start talking to him. Like the way we do, start talking to him. He'll respond you. Huh, it should be sincere effort. Your sincere effort, sincere request, sincere desire would compel him. Definitely, he would be very much present there. He'll give you the spontaneous, immediate, spontaneous answer. He'll give you a clue. He'll guide you. All that we require is to have that sincere request and desire. More than a request, it should be a sincere desire from the bottom of the heart. You call him, he is very much there. And once you start feeling that, more and more desires would be to get in touch with him, be in constant thinking of him. Keep on nourishing, pondering over the experience, the talk, the discourses he gave. Every word, start churning. And you more and more you churn, more and more answers you will get. Even for this mundane world, you will get the answer of your social responsibilities, problems, difficulties, your material business problems, job problems, everything you would get the answer. You will get the guidance from the Lord.
Kiran bhai, I believe I remember you're telling me about your dad's final movement.
Yes,
Would you
it
like
so
to share
happened.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It is a memorable incident that occurred. Swami, 1982, Swami was going to Indore. From Indore, he was to fly to come to Jamnagar, and from
Hmm.
Jamnagar, he was to go to Dharmakshetra, Bombay. And last moment, Jamnagar trip was dropped. It was cancelled. Swami went to Indore, and after his visit to Indore, he was to fly back to Dharmakshetra. But Rajmata, being so ardent devotee, she had that faith that Swami would definitely drop in Jamnagar.
Okay.
So my father was state president of Gujarat State Satya Sai Seva organization that time. So being the office bearer, he was supposed to remain present there. So he went to Jamnagar, and on the way he was down with encephalitis, a viral fever. But after reaching there, Jamnagar, Rajmata came to learn that Madhuba is down with the fever and he's gone into coma. So my father was admitted in Jeevan Jyot Hospital of Jamnagar, heart of the city, and me and my brother were informed that your father is ill, not well. So kindly arrange to come here. So it was me being younger brother, so I went to Jamnagar. I was in the hospital, and suddenly after reaching there, we get the news Swami is coming to Jamnagar, which the plan trip was cancelled, was changed. The program was changed. From Indore he would come to Jamnagar and then go to Dharmakshetra.
Hmm.
Swami came by air to flight to Jamnagar, and the aircraft door was opened. Dr. V.S. Chudasama opened the door, and he was there to welcome Swami. Swami got down from the ladder and he said, very first word, "Where is Madhubhai?"
From the aircraft itself.
He said, "Where is Madhubhai?"
Hmm.
Swami, let us go to the residence. Swami came to Rajmata's residence, that is, and he asked Rajmata also, "Where is Madhubhai? I want to go and see him." Rajmata said, "Swami, the hospital is in the heart of the city. There is a lot of traffic, and it won't be proper to. It is unmanageable traffic over there. So it is better I arrange to bring Madhubhai here." Swami said, "Okay, but do it at the earliest." Father was in coma. From the residence of Rajmata, Dr. V.S. Chudasama leaves for the hospital, and in the hospital, Madhubhai comes back to normal, back from coma. And he is absolutely a normal human being.
Hmm.
Chudasama doctor comes and he says, "Come on, Madhubhai, we have to go to Swami's residence. Swami has called you." So me, my father, and Dr. V.S. Chudasama drove down to the residence of Rajmata, where Swami was staying. We went there in a big corridor. We were made to sit. Swami came from upstairs. Straight away he came and waved his hand, materialized vibhuti, and he asked my father, open your mouth. He poured vibhuti into his mouth, and remaining vibhuti he applied in the forehead of father and on my forehead. Swami sat in the chair, so my father was also sitting in the chair, but he got down and he was trying to sit on the floor. Swami said, no, Madhubai, your place is not there. He himself drew the chair next to him. He says, Idhar baitho, sit here. My father said, Swami, namaskar. Ha, ha, ha. My father got up to bow down to Swami's feet. Swami said, no, you sit in the chair. He himself raised his legs and put on my father's forehead.
On father's forehead.
Yes, father's head.
Wow.
And he said, Madhubhai, okay. And then he said, father said, Swami, Guru Purnima is coming, so I want to come. Swami said, Madhubhai, you have done such a tremendous work, such a dedicated work. बहुत काम किया है, you have done a lot of work. Now, rest, rest, rest. It's time for rest. So better take rest. Swami is always with you. This was the words, and Swami went back. And he was to leave next day. Instead of that, after going, blessing us, he asked Rajmata, get prepared. I'm going to Bombay now. Even Rajmata also was little surprised. But, well, against the word of Bhagwan, nobody can say anything. Swami went to Dharmakshetra. From Dharmakshetra, he went to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, Colonel Jogaram was there. Indulal Shah was there. My uncle, the Hyderabad uncle were there. And Swami said, generally, God doesn't grant what you ask for. And especially the death. Madhubai asked for death, which I could not say no. I could not resist. I had to grant him his wish of death. Such was his dedication and his devotion. And in coming avatars, Madhubai will be with me. These were the words of Bhagwan. Now, to have such father, illustrious father, I think I'm also equally blessed.
Certainly. At the end of the life, if you have God coming and telling you, rest, Madhubhai, you have worked enough.
Means
What else you
indirectly,
want in life?
I see it the other way. He specially came to Jamnagar to grant him the peace of the land.
Yeah, because he never stayed for any other function. He just came
No,
in, asked for
blessed.
him, blessed him, and then he took off.
Yes,
I believe Swami had also named your home in.
yes. In 75, when the house was constructed, I took the plan to Swami. Swami said, this is my room. I said, Swami, your room only, not only you, the whole house is yours. So for name ceremony, I had asked for the blessings and the plan. I was showed to him, and he said, Ananda Sai. This was the name given by Bhagwan. And the same handwriting only, the nameplate was made.
So Swami wrote it himself?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And that is why, brother, where I stay, every house has got renovated, reconstructed. They have broken down the house and they have constructed a new one. But I am holding on to the old, the blessed one only. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. There is peace of mind.
So post your studentship, you came back to Anand and you took over the work with your father. Post your that, how did you keep in touch with the whole environment, and how do you experience Bhagwan now?
In daily morning, well, like, see, when I was as a student there, I never used to attend Suprabhatam. To be very frank, get up at 7:30 and do a morning routine work and then straight away go in Swami's residence. But in today's life, in today's date, my day starts at 4:30 in the morning, my dear brother. Why he said to wake us early, he used to ask, because early to rise, early to bed. In the early morning when you get up, you are always fresh, and your whole day goes peacefully in full happiness only. And one of the local saint, I read his book also, and wherein he was a orator on Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavat. And one of his discourse he said, the sleep between 9 to 12 is the golden sleep. The sleep after 12 till 3 in the morning is a demon sleep. 3 to 6 is a Brahma Muhurtam, wherein 34 crores of saints and deities, they walk across the sky, and when you are awake, they bless you. But if you are sleeping, how are they to bless you? Though it looks very funny to anyone who listens to it, but I do feel it. I do feel it.
True. I know life
And
changes and takes on. I believe now you are more engaged with the service projects and all that.
yes, brother. Service,
But
service to humanity, service to God. And it so happened in 98, Uma Didi came for the Grama Seva. That concept was started by Bhagwan.
Uma
And
Didi, who?
she was anchoring all that Grama Seva projects in Maharashtra, Latur, and all that.
Okay.
So we also drew a leaf from that, lesson from that. And she was traveling to Gujarat also. So we adopted one village very near to my business premises. There is a small village. We did our Grama Seva, and from the result of that Gram Seva is felt today in today's date. The village, which was totally a non-believer, flooded with all the anti-social elements and all illegal activities, is totally clean. And to everyone's surprise, almost 40 people every year, they have been coming to Parthi for Prashanti Seva. There is a total transformation in their lives. They have left all the bad habits and they have become devotee of Bhagwan. They are feeling the divinity of Bhagwan to that extent that they leave their fields and the crops open at the mercy of our Lord. Whatever happens, let it happen, but June Seva is I'm not going to miss. And this June Seva, due to pandemic, as the Seva was cancelled, they were literally crying. that from 98 onwards we have been doing this. We have been privileged, given the opportunity, and we are blessed with June Seva. And this is the first year we will be missing our Lord.
So sweet. Yeah.
Such kind of devotion they have been able to do, generate. And it's a lesson to us. They never had the privilege of doing namaskar, sambhashan, and the closeness, the proximity of the Lord that gave to us. They never had a chance to talk to Bhagwan. And they have
Kiran
become
bhai,
so devoted.
if I have to ask you a final question,
Ji.
uh, I know we all talk about Bhagwan in that manner, but everybody has their own journey to understand and to experience that. When would you say, and how would you say that Swami became Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba for you?
After I joined college and the incident that occurred of Bombay accident,
Aha, okay.
that was the first lesson, that was the first hint of proving his divinity into my life. Well, this is not my life, it is his life only. Because he has what I am today is due to him only.
Wonderful. How did you introduce your children to Bhagwan?
What what happens in the house, the children always gets a impression of that. If there is a righteousness in the family, in the your elderly people, spirituality in your elderly people, that would follow to the younger ones. If we cannot do anything good, don't do bad. Certain things which Swami taught, which we put into practice, automatically it is the children who always grasp it. And the live example is my own son. He is in a multinational company, did his CA, CPA, CFA, and America Big Four. He was posted to Cayman Islands, tax haven,
Hmm.
where you won't get any of our vegetarian food or anything like that. And to
Cayman
my
Islands. Yeah.
surprise, and to my surprise, for 2 years he was simply on soup and vegetables, the salads.
Oh my God.
His company's director, Ernst and Young partner, took him out for a lunch, offered him a drink, and he said, "No, I'm happy with Coke." He asked him to order his favorite menu. He said salad and soup. And looking to him, the partner got literally surprised, stunned. Man, you are in a totally a different country, and you are just eating this. It's it's not. Don't worry. You don't have to pay for it. It's a company who is going to pay for it. The person who has his own private jet, private yacht to land, to sail through, who has at his disposal has trillions of dollars to allocate. And when he says that, my son said, "Well, Mr. Sorry, sir, I'm okay with this, I'm fine with this." All that he said was he read in Swami's book. food is to be taken to survive. We don't have to live for food. That's all he said. And 6 months back, and a year back, I was there in one of he's in Canada right now. When I went there, to my surprise, he was so happy. He was so happy, telling me that that partner has become a total vegetarian. See, it's a change. See, brother, that is what Swami said. दीपक दीपक से दीपक दिया जलता है. You light a lamp, from one lamp you can light 1,000 lamps.
I
Swami
feel
has,
that is a true what do you call an indicator of divinity, the transformation of human heart,
and my
and
dear brother,
how.
we the boys in Swami's college, we are so blessed. We are so blessed that he has lit a lamp in us. He has chosen us his lamps. All that we have to start. Don't flicker away. Don't flicker away. Keep burning. Keep throwing the light. You live a example life, and people will follow you. And that is how Swami will come into their lives also.
Excellent. Thank you, Kiran bhai. I don't know how to say that, but unfortunately,
No, no,
our internet did
no.
not support us fully. But I appreciate your participation, and thank you so much. I'm
Thank
really
you,
grateful
brother.
to Bhagwan.
And I pray Bhagwan, all our boys come back again, back into the orbit, lit such a big fire of love, fire of Lord Sai. Let the whole world get enlightened by that. And
Thank you, Kiran bhai.
in coming avatar of Prema Sai, I don't know. I wish we all again get together at his divine lotus feet. Sign up.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Grateful pranams to Bhagwan. My apologies to everybody for this technical glitches we had today. But I hope the stories which Bhagwan has allowed us to share today, and grateful to Kiran Bhaiya for coming
And
and giving us the insight into these lives. Yes, Bhaiya,
sorry
you
for
want to say something?
I think the glitches, I take it in a positive way, my dear brothers. It gives you time to ponder and churn
Yeah,
for
the
the
people are not
interaction.
important. Swami is important. So, so
That
maybe,
is me.
probably,
Swami always to say, don't
yeah,
think of creation, think of creator.
creator. So I believe that is what he did it in a practical manner. Here he is. So thank you so much, everybody, and thank you, Kiran Bhaiya, and our
Sairam,
grateful
brother.
pranams to Bhagwan, and hope and enjoy
Sairam,
this journey continues. Sai Ram.
Sairam, brother.